The sun rises over Ostia, the bustling port of Rome, painting the sky in hues of gold and rose. The first rays of light shimmer across the Tiber's mouth, illuminating the silhouettes of ships anchored in the harbor, their masts reaching skyward like a forest of wooden spears. The day begins with a chorus of gulls, their cries mixing with the shouts and laughter of fishermen and laborers. The port is alive with sound, ropes slapping against hulls, the splash of oars, and the rhythmic calls of dock workers as they greet the morning. The air is thick with the scent of brine and oil, mingling with wafts of garlic and fresh bread from a nearby food stall. The aroma of roasting fish drifts through the crowd, blending with the tang of seaweed and the earthy smell of damp wood. Merchants hurry along the wooden piers, their sandals slapping against the planks as they balance baskets of fruit and bolts of cloth. Their voices rise in negotiation, haggling over prices and exchanging news from distant lands. You stand amidst the chaos, your belongings tied in a leather sack, feeling both small and significant in the swirling tide of humanity. Around you, faces from every corner of the empire pass by. Traders, sailors, soldiers, and families embarking on new journeys. Around you, sailors haul bundles of wool, amphorae of wine, and heavy sacks of grain, their muscles straining as they move precious cargo from carts to ships. Crates of olives are carried up narrow gangplanks, the workers' feet thudding in a steady rhythm, each crate a promise of trade and profit. Every surface is wet with morning dew, the moisture glistening on the planks and rigging, reflecting the growing light of dawn. Salt sticks to your lips, the taste sharp and invigorating, a reminder of the vast sea that awaits beyond the harbor walls. The wooden hulls of ships creak and groan, their ropes straining as the tide shifts and the vessels sway gently, eager to be set free. The ships themselves are tall and broad, painted with faded gods and animals, symbols meant to protect them on their journeys and to proclaim the pride of their owners. Some hulls are streaked with tar and battered by countless journeys, their scars telling stories of storms weathered and distant ports reached. A faint mist clings to the water, softening the outlines of distant ships and hiding what lies ahead, as if the future itself is veiled in uncertainty. Your heart beats with a mix of excitement and dread, anticipation thrumming in your chest as you prepare to leave the familiar behind. Today, you will cross the restless sea, trusting your fate to wood and wind, and to the promise of adventure that calls from beyond the horizon. A Roman merchant ship is a sturdy vessel, built to withstand the unpredictable moods of the Mediterranean. These ships are the backbone of ancient trade, braving long journeys between distant ports, carrying goods and people across vast stretches of open water. Its hull is built from pine or fir, carefully selected for strength and flexibility. Planks are fastened together with iron nails, each hammered in by skilled hands, and every seam is sealed with thick black pitch to keep the sea at bay. The scent of resin and wood fills the air as craftsmen labor to make the vessel watertight. These ships are wide-bellied, their rounded hulls designed to carry heavy cargo, amphorae of wine and oil, sacks of grain and precious goods from far-off lands. The broad shape keeps the ship stable, even when the waves grow rough. The decks are narrow, crowded with barrels, sacks and passengers pressed shoulder to shoulder. Space is precious, and every inch is used. Merchants, sailors, and travelers jostle for room, sharing stories and anxieties as the ship rocks beneath their feet. The prow rises high above the water, often carved in the shape of an animal. Dolphins, rams, or fantastical monsters meant to ward off danger and bring good fortune. These figureheads are both decoration and talisman, believed to protect the ship from storms and hostile spirits. The sail, made from coarse linen, is square and heavy, dyed by sun and salt. It catches the wind like a great wing, propelling the ship forward when conditions are right. When the wind fills it, the ship surges forward, creaking at every joint. The timbers groan and flex, alive with the strain of movement, as the vessel cuts through the waves with surprising speed. Oars line the lower deck, ready for rowing in calm weather, or when the ship must maneuver close to shore. The rhythmic splash of oars is a familiar sound, as sailors work in unison to guide the ship through narrow harbors or away from hidden reefs. Every bolt and seam is vital. A careless repair means disaster at sea. Shipwrights inspect the hull constantly, patching cracks and tightening fastenings, for even a small leak can spell catastrophe far from land. Below decks, water seeps in and must be bailed out by hand. Buckets are passed from sailor to sailor in a never-ending routine, a reminder of the constant battle against the sea's intrusion. Above, Sailors check ropes and adjust the mast, trusting their lives to their craft and to each other. Every knot and pulley is checked and rechecked, for the safety of all depends on their vigilance. The ship feels alive, a fragile barrier between you and the depths below. Surrounded by endless water, you realize how thin the line is between survival and disaster, and how much depends on the skill, courage, and care of those who sail these ancient vessels. Roman sailors do not have compasses. Instead, they rely on the sun, stars, and coastline. By day, the captain reads the position of the sun and the shape of the waves. At night, he watches the North Star and constellations like Orion. These guides are ancient and trusted, passed down from Phoenician and Greek mariners. Maps are rare and often unreliable. Most captains memorize landmarks: a jagged rock, a distant mountain, the color of the water. When clouds hide the sky, navigation becomes guesswork. The crew strains their eyes for signs of land or passing birds. Sometimes they drop a lead line to measure depth and judge their position. A single storm or fog can erase all bearings. The sea has few markers. Boundaries shift with wind and tide. Every journey is a test of memory and nerve. Even the best captains pray for clear skies and gentle weather. Life on board is hard. Every day begins before the sun rises, with the salty air already thick and heavy. The crew, faces weathered by wind and sun, move with weary determination, their bodies aching from days and nights spent at sea. The decks are slippery and crowded, slick with seawater and the sweat of dozens of bodies pressed together. There is barely enough room to move, and every step must be taken with care to avoid a fall. Passengers find space where they can, beside crates of cargo, or huddled under a canvas awning that offers little shelter from the elements. Privacy is a luxury no one can afford, and comfort is rare. The air is thick with sweat, the sharp tang of fish, and the musty scent of damp linen hanging to dry. Every breath reminds you of the close quarters and the constant presence of others. Rats dart in the shadows, searching for scraps among the cargo, while the constant slap of waves against the hull is a never-ending soundtrack. The sea is always present, in sound, smell, and motion. The crew rises before dawn, their sleep often broken by the rocking of the ship or the shouts of the watch. There is no true rest, only brief moments of exhaustion. Their hands are calloused and black with tar, marked by years of hard labor. Each scar tells a story of storms weathered and sails mended. They haul ropes, scrub decks, and patch sails with practiced speed. Their movements a dance, learned through necessity. Every task is vital to survival. Meals are simple: flatbread, olives, bits of cheese, sometimes a handful of dried fruit if luck allows. Hunger is a constant companion, and food is rationed carefully. Water is stored in clay jars, growing stale and warm after days at sea. Each sip is precious, and waste is unthinkable. When the wind is strong, everyone clings to the rails or ties themselves to the mast, bracing against the fury of the sea. There is little privacy, and fear is shared in silence. At night, the stars shine cold above, and the ship rocks in the black water. The vastness of the sky and sea is humbling, and sleep comes only in uneasy snatches. Laughter and song are rare, replaced by whispered prayers for safety or quiet stories of distant harbors and loved ones left behind. Hope is fragile, but it endures. Every day, the sea reminds you of your smallness. The ship a fragile speck in a world of endless water and sky. The journey is both adventure and ordeal, a test of endurance, spirit, and the will to reach the distant shore. The dangers are everywhere. A sudden squall can rise in minutes, turning sky and water black. Wind snaps the sails and flings salt spray over the deck. Waves batter the hull, creaking timbers and loosening ropes. The ship pitches and rolls, cargo shifting dangerously. Navigation is perilous. Without clear landmarks, a ship can drift off course, lost for days. The Mediterranean is full of hidden reefs and rocky shores. Pirates lurk in narrow straits, ready to strike at slow-moving vessels. Disease and hunger follow, made worse by the cramped quarters on board. Not even the best sailors are safe. Ancient writers describe ships swallowed whole by storms or dashed to pieces on hidden rocks. The sea is unpredictable, a place of beauty and terror. Every Roman voyager must respect its power or pay the price. Storms come quickly, the temperature drops, and the wind howls through the rigging. Rain hammers the deck, turning every surface to slick chaos. The crew shouts to each other, voices lost in the roar. Lightning flashes, illuminating terrified faces and white-capped waves. For Romans, storms are more than just weather. They are signs from the gods. Sailors pray to Neptune or Jupiter, offering coins or wine to calm the waters. Some tie charms to the mast or scatter salt into the sea. Fear is a constant companion. Each man remembers tales of ships sunk by divine anger. Inside the storm, time stretches. The ship groans under the strain. Water pours in through cracks. Sleep is impossible. Every soul clings to hope, just waiting for the sky to clear, for the wrath of the gods to pass. One of the most famous stories comes from Pliny the Elder. In his Natural History, he writes about a merchant ship caught in a sudden storm off the coast of Sicily. The captain, seeing no escape, orders the cargo thrown overboard. Barrels of wine and oil crash into the sea, lightening the load. For hours, the crew fights, their hands raw, their bodies soaked. The ship lists dangerously, but they do not give up. Pliny describes the terror and exhaustion, the prayers spoken through chattering teeth. At last, as dawn breaks, the wind calms. The battered ship limps into port, missing half her cargo, but with all souls safe. Stories like this are not rare. Ancient texts are full of near misses and miraculous escapes. Each one is a lesson in endurance, faith, and the will to survive. The sea takes much, but sometimes it gives life back. Land appears as a thin line on the horizon. Voices rise in disbelief, then joy. The crew scrambles to drop anchor. Sails are furled and ropes thrown to waiting hands on shore. Some weep, others fall to their knees in thanks. The ordeal is over, at least for now. Stepping onto solid ground, your legs tremble. The world feels still and safe after days of motion. The smell of earth and grass fills your lungs. Around you, sailors embrace, passengers thank the gods, and merchants count their losses. A new city awaits, pulsing with life and possibility. There is pride, too. You have crossed the sea and survived. The journey has changed you. Every Roman who sails returns with new respect for the water's power, and for those who brave it daily. To travel by sea in ancient Rome was to face the unknown. Every voyage was a leap of faith, a test of courage. The risks were real, storms, shipwreck, and the whims of fate. Yet men and women set out, trusting in their ships, their crew, and the gods above. Their stories remind us of the bravery woven through everyday life. The merchant bringing oil to a distant market, the soldier returning home, the philosopher chasing new ideas, all risked everything on the open sea. Their journeys shaped the world, linking distant lands and cultures. Today, we travel more safely, but the awe remains. In the face of the vast, unpredictable sea, ancient Romans showed resilience and hope. Their courage endures, carried on every wave, remembered in every port.